Hello, I am Naila and I am one half of that clay couple. We talk about the things that matter to you the most and we will guide you to have a genius relationship with yourself so that you can master all of the other relationships that matter to you the most. I think a key word for what this is going to be about is mastery. Mastery. You know how you get a job, right? And you have your on the job training. They'll give you a manual to take home. You may even have a new job mentor. Sound like Felicia? You may even have a new job mentor. You have a supervisor that you can call on, and you report to. So I want us to think about marriage as if it were needed on the job training, because it does. And when people hire you for a job, they're looking for you to have a certain sort of skills already in place. Even if you don't have any experience for that job, they're looking for you to at least be able to display or say that you can do certain things. Walaikum salam, Keisha and Nadia. Okay, so this is the problem, is that we encourage young people to marry young, and then we leave them to themselves. And you may tell them, oh, well, y'all get married. You can call me, especially parents. Parents will say, call me, oh, my daughter, my son. They know they can call me and ask me anything. I'm going to tell you what your children are not telling you, what your adult children are not telling you. Okay, they are getting married, and once they get married themselves, they are becoming more aware of your own marital dysfunction that they saw, and they didn't really know how to translate it and how to interpret it. And they're saying, I ain't asking my mama and my daddy nothing because of the things that they have seen happen in your own house. Assalamu alaikum, Dion. But this is a problem. We cannot send these young people out here to get married and then not give them any support. Who are they going to go to for help? Who are they going to call when they get stuck? And everyone is not having a hard issue. All of them are dealing with porn. All of them are dealing with infidelity. All of them are dealing with a husband who's still smoking weed. That's not the case for everyone. But when you don't know what to do, even a small issue can be too hard for you to fix. But you've encouraged young marriage. It is the thing to do. But you don't teach. This is the other thing. You don't teach the need for personal growth. When people are young, I want to know who here, because, I'm in my 40s. You don't need to know what, 40 what. But I'm in my 40s. Who here wanted the same thing when they were 20, 25? That you want when you're 35, 45 years old? If you do, there might be a problem. And so when a couple marries that young, there is going to be a need for personal growth in the marriage. And how is that going to happen? How are you going to be flexible with it? How do you know what to do when plans change? How do I know when I can put myself on pause for my spouse and then put myself back on play later on? Those things have to be negotiated because you're young. You're still growing. You're still figuring out what you want, what you think you want, what you don't want. And some of it is going to be by trial and error. And so when we've been married 5, 6 years and you've gone through 2, 3 errors that have had an impact on a wife or a husband and a family, you know what? It can feel time consuming. And no one is telling these couples, babe, this is normal. This is actually marriage. And the expectations that they are coming into these marriages with are unrealistic. Exactly, Erica. They don't know who they are. And that's cool. I really don't expect you to at 18, 20, 22. You just know who you are on that specific day. But being able to learn that while being married to another person, and to be sure that you can do it and make those types of negotiations without being abused, to be a, because I didn't say compromise. I intentionally did not say the word compromise, because compromise typically means that someone has to set something aside for someone else. No, this is negotiation, where I am agreeing to do something for you and it's going to be mutually beneficial. I tell you, and we're expecting young couples to be able to know how to do this. I know couples who've been married 20, 25, 30 years who haven't figured this out. But you're still telling these couples, get married young, and you're not giving them any type of support. The other thing is, some of them really are just not ready. Being a female, and I said female, because then we can say female, young lady, but being a young lady who knows how to clean up a house and who can cook a few dinners that your mother taught you, that does not make you a wife. And a young man wanting to have sex and having a job will not make him a husband. These are basic requirements for independence. I didn't even say marriage. I just said just for you to build your own independence and to have a foundation for it. And when we baby them, because that's what I see, many of them, they've been babied, and then you give them to someone else to be a spouse, and this other person who's dealing with some of the same issues, the same natural growth issues, they have to try to plan and try to weather the storms of life with your adult child with no help. It's not fair. It's not fair to do that to these young people. Okay, Erica said, his folks tell them it's supposed to be easy and it shouldn't be work. That is a lie. Exactly. In Islam, marriage is half your deen. If marriage is half of your faith, if it's half of your religion, what is half of anything means that it is going to require work, that it is something that has some relevance. That is something that is going to require you to build some stickability about you. This is not something that's just going to be easy. And it's okay for it not to be easy. It's all right, because marriage still has so many beautiful benefits. But to walk into it, you can be unprepared, but not to have any resources. The same people who encouraged you to do this, who have taught you that young marriage is a good decision, walk by you and do not offer help, do not seek to help, do not ask to help. Now that is a problem. And last thing I want to leave y'all with, someone being of age, having an interest in sex, and a desire for companionship, and a few coins in their pocket will not keep them married. These are building blocks for an interest in marriage. Interest. This is not what will keep you married. There are plenty of people who have these things, who want to have a friendship in their marriage, who already have money, who are surely old enough and definitely are physically able to engage in intimacy, but they're still struggling. And meanwhile, while these couples are going through all of this, they having children. And the children are in this. And so to be able to go through all of this, to be able to go through this with these unrealistic expectations and no help, to be able to go through this thinking that my goal here is to be a husband and to be a father and to be a provider, without teaching them how to be a support. You are having sons who you want to get married, and he doesn't even treat his sister right. And when I say his sister, I mean his own biological sister. He running amok, raising heck within your own family, but then you encourage him to marry? No, y'all keep him until you can get him right at home. And that goes on the flip side. I'm not pointing out one over the other. I see it on both sides. We have got to do better. If you want to tell a couple, and if it's your own children, to marry young, that it will be good for you, I want you to be mindful and to consider your own duties and responsibilities for it. You do not send your children out without preparation for anything else. These children have better preparation for getting a driver's license than they do for marriage. You don't send them out to college without having tuition paid, without having their books, without having a high school diploma. You do some prep work. But it seems like when it comes to marriage, you wash your hands of them. We can't do that to them. It's not fair, because these are the same children who are going to be raising and loving and birthing and caring for your grandchildren, my grandchildren. And we don't need these demons to be generational. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Please share. You can always find us at www.thatclaycouple.com.